Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. To the XRP holders, appreciate you guys as always. Happy Wednesday wherever you are around the world. So we have some breaking news coming out. You can see this for yourself. President Trump finalized his trade deal with China. So a tweet just came out. You can see our deal with China is done, subject to final approval with the president. So any necessary rare earths will be supplied upfront by China. Likewise, we will provide to China what was agreed to, including Chinese students using our colleges and universities, which has always been good with me. We are getting a total of 55% tariff. China is getting 10%. Relationship is excellent. Thank you for your attention on this matter. So obviously, tariffs are not completely eliminated, but the fact that there is some sort of a resolution between the two countries really shows you that things are moving in the right direction, which of course is what you want to see happening. As far as the market is concerned, today specifically, we actually did see a little bit of a retracement since last night, as we could see for ourselves. A few coins, I would say 50-50 to be honest, like 50-50. Like you're seeing some coins still holding on to their bullish momentum. Some are seeing a little bit of a retracement, but before you get ahead of yourself, I want you guys to take a look at the weekly time frame. You're literally seeing the entire market up, a lot of double-digit gainers. That's something I don't want you guys to forget, because we can forget that quite easily, but this is why I give you guys that reminder. But XRP right now is still holding above $2.30, which is again really nice to see. We're actually up 1% in Bitcoin comparative valuation at 135.4 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume sitting at a staggering $3 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So NASDAQ listed Vivo Power partners with Flare to deploy $100 million in XRP for institutional yield. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, these big corporations are coming on board and are using this amount of XRP, so why is the price not moving? Believe it or not, these type of transactions actually happen OTC. And now if we kind of go backtrack, we've been seeing quite a large amounts of XRP being moved to from a wallet to wallet. So was that an OTC transaction? It obviously makes me speculate that those were OTC transactions and could be part of this as well. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But moving forward, Bank of America CEO says that the bank is developing a stablecoin both independently and in collaboration with industry partners. So now makes us wonder who these industry partners are. Are they going to be partnering with Ripple? Let me know what you guys personally think. But remember, Bank of America connection with RLUSD, which I'm going to show you a little later down the road, which again we can kind of speculate upon. But President Trump urges Federal Reserve chairman, which is Jerome Powell, to cut the rate by a full point. A full point, which again is quite a large cut, and it's overdue because of course a lot of countries, especially if you're looking in Europe now, Canada as well. Canada's actually seen, I think, like 5 rate cuts since last year. And right now, obviously in Europe as well, I think there was one rate cut that happened last month, if I'm not mistaken. But US is still to see any rate cuts. So obviously we know next week we have that FOMC meeting coming up. Such an important key moment for the market, because if we see that rate cut happening, finally, if this does tend to happen, I personally think Bitcoin could go past its all-time high once again, and I think dominance could fall down in that case, because that's already what the dominance is showing right now to us. You can see dominance actually went down to 63.75%, exactly what we discussed last night if you did end up watching the update. And yeah, you can see dominance is falling down right now, but obviously in the grand scheme of things, we're still at about 64%, which again is quite large. But hopefully we continue to fall down, hopefully, down to the 61.9% where we were just last month. I think that would be a great moment, especially if we see a rate cut for the market. Rate cut for the interest rates. I think that would really have a positive impact within the equity markets as well as, the crypto markets as well. So that's something I'm keeping my eye out on. Obviously, I'm sure everyone else is as well. So mark your calendars, because we are days away from this FOMC meeting. Moving forward, XRP ETF, June 25th. So you could see It is proposed that the filing will become effective immediately upon filing to paragraph on June 25th, 2025. So pretty much saying, the deadline, you can see ProShares XRP ETF is scheduled for its registration amendment on June 25th, 2025. So could we see an XRP spot ETF being approved by the end of this month? And if you've noticed, the price of XRP has been creeping up even before we start seeing Bitcoin making these types of moves. And the fact that the price of XRP still maintained itself within the 38.2, because does this really highlight something that we do not know, that the general public does not know? Of course, that's for us to find out as time goes by, but one can speculate upon that as well. But Chairman Senator Tim Scott pledges to prioritize digital assets on banking GOP. With the Genius Act, Chairman Scott is delivering on that promise. So going back to the Bank of America, thing that I just talked about, how they are looking to work with industry partners. You can see this for yourself. This is RLUSD. And you can see these licenses allow Ripple to legally offer cross-border payment services using XRP and its RLUSD stablecoin, facilitating expanded access to the U.S. financial institution. And you can see Ripple's credibility attracting institutional partners such as Bank of America and Santander. So you can see this for yourself, that those connections have been there from before. So what makes us speculate is due to this fact, and I'm sure if you've been part of the XRP community for quite some time, you know about this by now. And last but not least, XRP is required to execute transactions on the Ripple network and will gain value as network adoption grows. The XRP token embodies in effect a licensing right for the Ripple transaction system. Yes, XRP holders will directly benefit from Ripple's success. Now, let's take a look at the price. So I've already highlighted what's happening with the dominance here for you guys. If you're looking at BTC, Bitcoin actually did see a little bit of a retracement, but compared to last night, we are down only maybe, I would say, not even 0.5. Let's actually put this into perspective. We're down about 0.62%, so nothing crazy. But that also can have an impact on the broader market, which we are seeing right now. But as far as XRP is concerned, holding nice and steady at this $2.30, exactly at that key neckline resistance I've been speaking to you guys about day in, day out. We need to break out of this resistance. In order for us to break out, obviously, we would need to close above this range, and then I'm targeting that $2.48 key resistance next. But let me know down below what you guys think. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX and peace.